Thank you for tuning into the Bloody Truth Inside Games. My name is Blood Spirit, and man, is this car thing actually becoming a reality. This is really giving me a lot of faith in Upland. This is really starting to get me to where, things are forgiven. Just because they're making this happen, and they're not playing around with it. And this needs to be something they don't need to play around with. So as far as I'm concerned, this here is just about to the point where I'm excited about playing the game again. I'm going to get in there. I'm going to start hitting treasure hunts to earn the spark. I'm not going to play around with it because they're showing me that they're doing something to other than just minting properties and making properties work. So the M Motors project is complete. Check out the complete structure at 4220 Network Circle in Santa Clara. Thanks to all of those who contributed spark to the project. We could not have done it without you. Lastly, congratulations to all of those who won M Motors Block Explorers. This is or one spark. The Block Explorers, and here's the contest winners. You can go in there by clicking on the to the upper right hand side of the screen and clicking on the calendar. That will take you to it. But this is exciting stuff. There's some more. Look at the Block Explorer. That's cool. I wish I would have won that. That is probably the coolest Block Explorer I've ever seen. Until they get mine made, which has been well over 6 weeks, and I'm not counting having a whole lot of faith that mine will be done anytime soon. It's probably overlooked. I've heard of a few players that have not ever received theirs. They put in for it and never got it, but we'll see. Hopefully they get mine up and going soon so I can put mine into play. But check this out. This is pretty awesome when you go into this. Let's look at this facility. There it is. How cool does that look? That is on a massive piece of land. I mean, you click on it. It's a huge piece of land. Okay, so you go and look at the size of this land. The monthly earnings on that. Look at that. That is unbelievable. Monthly. That's standalone income. It's unbelievable. The size is 35,000 in size. That is an unbelievable size. That's bigger than football stadiums. That's bigger than almost everything. This is a massive structure. I cannot believe their monthly standalone, 89,000 a month. That is just for one property. That's crazy. And you click into the M Motors and go take a look at it. That's only that one property. Look at the value. 8 million in UPEX only has one property. That would be a cool Block Explorer as well. But that's what you get. So I'm going to give you my little idea. Now that these cars are pumping out, it turns out that there are a lot of spark needed to push out these cars. So it's going to be very similar to building a building. When you build a car, you need to have spark to pump it out. Let me try to find something for you real quick that will show you who has the most spark in this game. Buddy of mine on Discord posted it out for me. So here it is. Here is the people in the game that has the most spark, the list of 1 through 12. And look right up here at the very top, M Motors has 65 spark. Okay, and the NFLPA has 40.6. This is the most, the wealthiest player in the game as far as UPEX and as far as value. He's up there with 37.76. All the way down to Expedia. There's going to be something involved with Expedia, I'm thinking, or maybe that's just a player's name. But if you will look at these people here, there's a reason why this information is being put out there. Spark is definitely becoming a real thing. So when they said in the past that Spark was going to be something that was going to be in the future and that you really needed to focus on getting Spark, if this game is going to be a legitimate game, you need to start collecting as much spark as possible. I am going to start actively, aggressively going after treasure hunts because I don't have nearly enough spark. I didn't take the spark thing as serious as possible, but we now know for a fact that each vehicle that gets produced has to be made with an X amount of spark to be able to produce that vehicle. I guess we don't know for a fact, but that is the big rumor out there, very reliable sources. So this is what I'm going to suggest. And because of all the information that has been provided to me, there is a common consensus that people are concerned about having all these multiple tracks all over the place. So instead of going out and creating a bunch of multiple tracks, what I'm going to recommend, just from my feeling and from what I've seen in this game and from what I know and just a general idea of how things have been in the past, what I am going to recommend, instead of just going out and creating your own racetrack, what I'm going to recommend is get into with some people with the node that they're building and help participate with building that racetrack. Because I'm also thinking that they're going to require Spark in order to build a track. So you create the outline, the design on how you want that track to be, and then everybody puts Spark into that track to build that track so that you have it near your node. That's what I would do. That's what I'm going to recommend that my community gets involved in. Discord down below. Click on it if you want to get into that community. We need to get the conversation going about these racetracks, because I'm thinking the better track that you have with the more people, the more things you're going to bring to that track, the more viable that track is going to be. So if you want to be able to compete with the whales, there's only one way to compete with the whales, and that's numbers. And what I mean by numbers is multiple people getting involved and making something happen. If you have enough people that are being involved in something like that racetrack, that's how you're going to be able to get an advantage. So this is the one time that I've always said, I've said it before, don't be selfish about it. Work together as a team to get some stuff. This is the one time that it's really going to benefit you to be a part of a team. Okay, so, and that is the one way that you are going to be able to stand out above and work with other people to make things happen. Then you can do something a little later on your own if you want to, or break off into smaller teams. But I strongly recommend get into a node, get some buildings built around the racetracks, and then get your Spark involved in that big racetrack to where it will create people. Now, we don't necessarily know what's going to happen. We don't know if they're going to change rules or make different rules. There is no real rules yet, so we don't know exactly what kind of rules that they're going to be put into play. But I strongly recommend finding a community and getting yourself involved in that community so you can take advantage of being a part of something and get something rather than nothing by trying to do it on your own. We've seen the proof with the Spark and what they're going to need. My name is Blood Spirit. This is the Bloody Truth Inside Games.